Hello, 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 good people. This is your guy, Mr. Educator, Mr. Free Thinker, Mr. Communicator, coming back at you live once again from the Lone Star State with another edition of the Media Might Speaks and today's top story. And once again, it is another hot one. Good people, when is this going to end? The world of social media. As you see here in the title, which comes to us from Yahoo Sports, Black Illinois high school football player forced to sit in locker room full of banana peels. Wow. But we're going to talk about this here. We're going to talk about this. Now, I know for some people, this is really, really going to affect them, which it should. I mean, some people are shaking their heads. Yes. But we're going to talk about some things here. Because this was not a nice thing, I would say. But anyway, let's get to it. A Black Illinois high school football player was forced to sit in a locker that was full of banana peels by a teammate who threatened to break his knees if he didn't last week, according to the Associated Press. Now, let me tell you what's bad about this. Number one, being forced to sit in a locker full of banana peels, but the threat of it, if you do not do it, is what is equally damaging. So let's continue. The student who attends Moline High School spoke out on Tuesday and said his teammates who were involved have since apologized. But I would like to know where I do believe how this story broke. So, I think I'm pronouncing the school. Is it Moline or Moline? I would say Moline, Moline. Now, let's quote here. I want to make it known that I'm fine. This according to the student. The student said via KWQC, quote, everyone is worried about me and showing concern for me, and I really appreciate it, unquote. Now, here in a video that has circulated on social media, the black student can be seen being forced to sit in a locker on top of several banana peels. Another football player, per the report, can be seen partially and heard threatening the student to sit or, quote, I'll break both your knees. Now, as you see here, these pictures, they're pixeled out. The face is pixeled out, which is good. Can be quite damaging, I would say. Well, could be disturbing too, but the word here, which I will say it again, is humiliating. So, the Moline Police Department investigated the incident and determined that people involved were, quote, of both different and similar races to the victim. Now this is of both different and similar races. What does that word, what does similar mean? What do you mean by that? Similar races. Because the skin tone, what pigmentation, what do you mean? Unquote here. The case is now being reviewed by the Rock Island County State Attorney's Office. Just that both different and similar races to the victim. That sounds more like damage control to me. It does. Now, we're going to look here. Let's read here. And, take a look at this, good people. While outcry over the incident, understandably, calls for answers and justice, this is a quote, few details of the school-based investigation can actually be revealed, according to Savage, said via KWQC, quote, this must not be misunderstood or mistaken for lack of action. While it is understood that the context of the behavior plays a vital role, that the students involved were all of color, that they are friends and admitted to joking around. Okay, we'll get to what I believe it is, good people, and what occurred here. So, but it also highlights a greater calling from all of us, adults and students alike, to ensure we as a community and district are doing all we can to coach and guide our youth in a way that encourages respectful and accepting treatment of all in and out of the classroom, on and off the field, and inside and outside of our schools, unquote. Now, I don't know if that is I'm gonna find out who that is. Savage. That the somewhat principal of the school, superintendent, coach, I'm not sure. The student involved said in a statement that he is now ready to move on and asked people to stop sharing the video on social media. And they're not gonna stop doing that. It's out there. This is the age. This is the age we're in, young man. So, it is what it is. But I feel your pain. I empathize with you. So, so let's continue here. Now, this is what I think. This is a young man saying, "Quote: I understand everyone wants justice for me, and they want what they think is right to be done. But I already made my feelings known to the police and my friends about how I feel about everything." Quote: he said via KWQC, "I love the football team, and I'm on, and they're good guys. I know that personally. I talked to the people involved individually, and they apologized. We had a heartfelt talk about it, and I told them how I felt. So please don't harass, bully, or threaten them at all. Lastly," continues the quote here, "I want to get my life back together and my student athlete life back on track. So if you do ever see me or know who I am, treat me as a human first, not a victim," unquote. Now, I do not know who told him to say this, but it really does not sound like him. Well, you see here, let me tell you one of the reasons why I think he's saying it. And we're going to talk about this. I'm probably going to repeat myself. He's in high school. And this is a lot of peer pressure. These are probably friends he grew up with. Most likely. Just allegedly here. And he's playing sports. And good people, it's obvious that this is all about hazing and bullying at its finest. You see, high school is the last pinnacle, or as I should say, the rite of passage from young adulthood to adulthood. Also, this is sports. Now, I'm not giving away to excuses, because this is really uncalled for and downright humiliating. Now, people may not understand that this young man is under a tremendous amount of peer pressure. And not only does he have to go to school with those guys, as I stated earlier, but he has to play football with those guys, young men. And the world of social media makes it even worse. Now, I ran varsity track in high school and college, and this type of thing, as far as I know, never happened. But I can only imagine probably what he's going through. A lot of peer pressure here. He has to see them every day. They are a team, but it does not excuse how they treated him. And he needs to really reevaluate some things about who his real friends are, as well as teammates. But it's a difference between your friends here, just your friends, and your friends and your teammates at the same time. And I wish him well. I hope he gets through this. This young man, it seems, just wanted to be part of a team. And to endure this, I must say, is pretty damn mean. And I hope that this doesn't damage his self-esteem. Enough of the old saying that boys will be boys. When it comes to bullying, harassment, and hazing, it is time for all of us to make some noise. All right, good people. Sad to say, but that's it for today. And remember, if you have or had a bad day, like this young man who just wanted to be part of the team so that he could play, let's just hope that when he becomes a senior, he will not let others be treated this way. This is your guy, Mr. Educator, Mr. Communicator, Mr. Free Thinker. Subscribe, share, and like so that I can keep rocking on the mic. You all have a good night.